I done it? Have I done it? Okay, hello everyone. I've had this camera coming on for 2 years now, and I've never really taken the time to learn how to use it or to do any videos with it and things. So I just turned it on, prayed that the battery was okay because I don't think I bought a charger for it. And then I went to hit what I thought was record, and it was actually the button to take pictures. So there's a load of pictures of me trying to figure out this camera instead of starting the video. So yeah, that was fun. That was a good 5 minutes or so. Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. I know it's been a bit of a hot minute since I've made a video. I know I've been saying that a few times this year. And my first goal for the next video is to not say it's been a hot minute since I've done my video. Not because it's maybe not going to be a hot minute, maybe it is. Maybe it's going to take a while before you see me making a video again. But I want to give myself permission to take more of a break between videos. Because when I was putting out a video every single Friday, there were some videos that I'm proud of, and there's some videos when I look back, I don't actually remember making them. I don't remember what I talked about, and I clearly wasn't as passionate with them as I was other videos that I made. So there's some videos that I genuinely don't remember, and they're still up on my channel. You can still watch them, you can still enjoy them if you want to, but I'd rather like that the videos I make are with my full energy, with my full passion, and a love for creating YouTube videos, as opposed to just doing it because I feel like I have to, like it's homework or something. So anyway, that being said, the other thing I wanted to do going forward with this channel is try and make at least 2 videos before I change my hair again, because I don't know if you've seen the last 2 videos that I've done on my channel, but my hair was completely different. And I only had that hair for a little while, and then it got changed to this. If you don't know already, I'm a hair model. I sometimes get my hair dyed funny colours and stuff, and it's done by my hairdresser. They get to pick the colours, and I get it for free in exchange for them picking the colours and me taking photos of it, or maybe going somewhere and modelling it in person, going to a competition, things like that. So right now it's pink and orange. It's really, really funky. And I'm a little bit sad that people aren't getting to see it outside, because it's really a fun summer look, and I think this would have been amazing at the Lover Tour, but some other time maybe. Anyways, that all being said, I wanted to make a little video today about some of the things I've been up to in lockdown, and some of my favourite things that I've been getting up to, because it's been a few weeks of lockdown now. I'm running out of ideas, you're maybe running out of ideas, maybe we can share ideas, maybe there's things here that you haven't thought of doing, and maybe in the comments you can tell me things that you've been doing that I haven't thought of. So the first one I'll start with is I've been doing my Chinese. I'm actually still on board with the Chinese. I'm so proud of myself. It's been over a year now. I did not see that. I genuinely did not see that happening. So I'm so proud of myself. I only do a little bit every day. I'm still doing it on Duolingo. There's another app called Hello Chinese that I did try a little bit when I started doing Duolingo, and it scared me a little bit because it seemed a lot more formal. It seemed very, very much concentrated on Chinese, and I think I need to get back into that app because it was really good. It was really good and it scared me, but that's maybe a good thing. Maybe I'd be a better Chinese Mandarin understander, maybe even a speaker, if I was on that website and that app. So maybe I should get back to that one. Another thing I've been buying, I won't go into this one too much because it might be a little bit embarrassing for people. I might make this a separate video later if I'm feeling brave and if anybody's interested, but I bought myself some period underwear recently. What is period underwear, you ask? Well, period underwear is basically, it's like a very thick pair of pants. It's kind of like spandex, and instead of having period pads put onto these pants. You can basically just kind of bleed into these pants, and they're designed to absorb all the blood and things. And then you wash them, firstly by hand and then in the washing machine, and that gets rid of everything that's in them, and then you can use them again and again. And over time that's going to save waste, it's going to save the environment, maybe not entirely just because I've like switched my pants, but it's going to help the environment because I'm using less one use period products. So I've given them a go. I'm really enjoying them so far. It was probably the weirdest period I've ever had ever, but like I said, I'm maybe going to put this into another video because I feel like there's some people on this video who are like, this is too much information. On to the next topic. It was Easter recently, and there's nothing that I like more than a bit of cheap chocolate. I got some Easter eggs, and these were down to like £1. There was like 22 in here. I don't know how much they were to begin with. Probably at least £5 for these. I just love chocolate, and I don't think I'd survive lockdown without chocolate, so I've been enjoying that. Now, before we went into lockdown, like one of the very, very last days before we went into lockdown, I was visiting a garden centre, and I thought, oh hey, if I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the house, then maybe I should get some things to keep me entertained. So I went over to the book department because this is a very big and very strange garden centre, and I decided to buy a few of the books that were there for me to read. Now, because it was a garden centre, even though it had a book section, the book section wasn't really that full. It was really just like books about gardening, obviously, and books to give as gifts for people. So some of the books were things like crosswords and, you know, things about the war and stuff like that. And the ones that I went for, I've discovered the very weird subgenre, but very interesting subgenre of animals that have jobs. So this is the first one I read. It was A Brave Dog Named Sherlock. Sherlock is a spaniel who works for the London Fire Brigade. He goes to like the scenes of fire and like sniffs out to try and see what the cause of the fire was, basically, and it helps them to investigate that. So that's that. I'm laughing, but it was a very, very interesting book. I never saw myself going into such depth of seeing like reading so many things about animals with jobs, but it's been a weird year. It's been a weird year. The next one I read is Felix, the Railway Cat. Now Felix is a cat who works and lives at Huddersfield train station in Yorkshire in England. It was about 2 weeks into lockdown when I started this book, and I'm not going to lie, one of the first things I'd like to do when I get out of lockdown is visit Huddersfield. It's one of the only places I'm like really wanting to go right now. Have I ever been to Huddersfield? No. Do I know anything about Huddersfield? Not really, just that there's a cat there. But this book like just described Huddersfield so well. It described like the staff of the station so well. It just really got me caring about this place I'd never been to. And there's parts of this story and the sequel, which I also have here, that made me cry, like full on sobbing. If you've read the book, you'll maybe know what parts I mean. This book just really makes you feel like part of that family. So I'd love to go and visit like the actual Felix. And Felix now has a pal, because that book was a few years old. So the other book I read was Full Steam Ahead Felix. So we've got Felix on the left here, or is that the right? I'm not sure how this is going to flip. And then this little kitten here is called Bolt, and Bolt also works at Huddersfield Station now. So I'd love to go and visit them, I really would. Is this video interesting to anyone at all? I feel like I'm just yabbering and yabbering and yabbering, but honestly, if you're watching this, if you're enjoying this, let me know down below. How is your lockdown going? Is everything okay? I hope it is. What's keeping you entertained? What are you doing right now? Like, what's putting a smile on your face is what I'd really like to know. What is putting a smile on your face? What is spreading cheer in such a weird time? Yeah, just let me know. So the book that I'm reading at the moment is one that I've owned for, I don't know, like a very long time now. It originally came out in 2004. I think I got it for like my 14th or 15th birthday. So around about 2005, 2006. This is Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. And it was a bit of a swift departure away from animals with jobs. It's set in the future, about 300 years. And Uglies are basically people under 16. And at the age of 16, they go and have an operation and they become pretty. And this is like, basically I would be considered an ugly because I haven't had the operation. The pretty operation makes your face symmetrical and it like takes out all your imperfections, it takes out any scars you have, anything that makes you a little bit weird, and you basically become a perfect version of yourself. Kind of if you like went crazy with like the Instagram filters and things. It was designed as a thing for society because the people of our time, who are called Rusties in the book, basically started loads of wars and made loads of bad decisions and, you know, were not healthy sometimes because of the way that they looked. You know, like there's mention of like eating disorders and things in here, or like racism, getting upset with people because of how they look. So basically this book, there's uglies and there's pretties, and the pretties are what all the uglies want to be. And at 16 you get the chance to become a pretty, and you're expected to become a pretty. But in this book there is a couple of uglies, and one of the uglies runs away to another area completely. Usually everybody's kept into their little city, they never travel anywhere, but this ugly runs away and goes to join a bunch of people who have already ran away from the city and are already living outside of the city in their own little community with their own little rules. And the other ugly in the story has been told by a group that's kind of like the FBI that she needs to go and find her friend or she will never become pretty. So it's a very interesting book. I don't think I'm selling it very well, but honestly, I enjoy this series so much. This is the first one in the series, Uglies, and then I also have Pretties and Specials. And then there's other ones as well. There's some more like spin-offs of the story, extras, and then there's the Imposters series that I haven't read yet, but I'm so excited to read. I think I'll be maybe having a little spending spree on Amazon. I don't really know. I probably shouldn't be in this climate, but then we need to support people, and I'm really enjoying Scott Westerfeld. Also, if anybody is watching this and has heard of Scott Westerfeld, he does some amazing sci-fi writing. I was speaking about him with a friend last night, and my friend was like, so is Scott Westerfeld well known? Why didn't his books become bigger during like the Hunger Games era when there was like so many sci-fi books and things? And I was like, do you know, I don't really know. So if anybody has heard of Scott Westerfeld before, or if you know him as a popular author, can you please let me know down below, because I'm genuinely not sure if he's like a really popular author who just hasn't ever agreed to like a TV or movie adaptation of his things, or if he's just not that popular and not very well known. I certainly think he's a best-selling author, but is he a little bit of a hidden secret? And if he is, we should change that, because this is a really, really good series. And as you can see, I'm almost all the way through there. We're getting there. Is that gonna focus? No, but you can see where the bookmark is. What else can I tell you about? I was going to tell you about what I'm watching on Netflix and things. Netflix and Prime Video are the two that I have. I was watching Pretty Little Liars, but Pretty Little Liars has been taken off Netflix UK now, so I'm a little bit sad about that, especially because I was watching Pretty Little Liars for the first time. So I'm halfway through, well, not even halfway through, I was only like a few episodes into season 5. and I've got about at least a season and a half to go before we find out what's happening. I think like the big reveal of like the first part is at the end of this series, if I'm right, but then there's like an extra series with another mystery, and I was really getting into it again. I was having like a big binge fest about a year and a half ago of Pretty Little Liars for the first time, and then I kind of got out of it, left it kind of at the beginning of season 4, and then I've got back into it again. I've been watching all of season 4, I was getting into season 5, and then it just disappeared. And I didn't know it was going to go, and now I'm very sad. So I was watching Pretty Little Liars, but now I cannot until I find another place where it's on, hopefully legally. On Amazon Prime Video there's Dawson's Creek, which again I'm watching for the first time. Again, I was watching it about a year ago, and then I stopped because I was watching a lot of different things at the same time, and it was just getting super confusing, and just so much commitment as well, guys. We need to only like watch one thing at a time. Speaking of which, Tiger King, loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Not so much the reunion, but like the first documentary series or so. I don't really want to visit Oklahoma after watching that. I'm sorry if you're from Oklahoma, but I just don't think that TV series was like the best advertisement of your area. What else have I been watching? I've been watching YouTube. Surprise, surprise. Because even when I'm not creating on there, I'm definitely still watching and seeing what everyone else is up to. I tend to kind of switch about what I'm watching. I've been watching Love and... Are we back? We're back. Okay, sorry about that. The camera decided to stop recording video. Is that normal? I don't know, because I've never used this camera. It probably is, but I didn't know that. And hopefully it didn't lose too much of what I was saying there. But yeah, I've been watching YouTube as well. I really enjoy watching Lauren Lipman's live streams at the moment because that keeps me involved with what's going on with Taylor and stuff like that. She's just a very fun person to watch. I feel like I'm watching a friend when I watch her, and I'd love to be her friend. She just seems so cool. If you're a fan of Taylor Swift, if you like keeping up with the gossip and things, if you just like having someone to have a good fangirl over things with, go and check out her channel. She is so fun. Other than that, what have I been watching recently? I seem to be watching a lot of videos about Disneyland and Disney World and things like that. I was watching Lucy and Lydia recently doing their house tour. There's just so many different things I watch. I tend to like story times and things. There doesn't really seem to be like one particular person I'm watching at the moment or anything. I just tend to see what's there when I go to my subscriptions feed, see what's new, and just kind of dive in and out of things, just see what takes my fancy. I do like kind of personal finance things as well. That's really fun. Graham Stephan does a really fun series where he kind of reacts to people and how they spend their money and things, and he's like a self-made millionaire, so it's really interesting to hear his tips on how to save money and things like that. I find that kind of thing really interesting. I think that's all the things that have really been keeping me busy, keeping me entertained at the moment. What's been keeping you entertained? What's been making you smile? I would love to hear that. And is there anything you'd like me to see me do on this channel? There's certain things that I don't really want to do. I feel like I've been doing Q&As all the time recently, and they're okay, but they do annoy me a little when there's so many of them. I wouldn't really do like room tours or anything because it's a mess. But yeah, like just let me know what you're thinking about, if there's anything you particularly like to see from me, like to hear from me, just what's making you smile and things. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the day, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Cheerio. I think I just about survived that with the new camera and the one take. I just really enjoy this, but I am a little bit out of practice. So sending all my love to you guys, sending you a virtual hug because we can't hug in person, and thank you so much. Cheerio, links around the screen. How do you turn this off?